Hey, Jason Wood here, the VA loan guy and host of the Armed and Ready podcast. Today we have a really exciting episode for you. Come on and take a look. Hey, I'm Jason Wood, the VA loan guy, the host of the Armed and Ready podcast, and I want to welcome you to a new episode. We have an exciting guest with us, someone who has a deep passion for veterans. I have Rebecca Aguilera-Gardner, and she has a long list of resume and accomplishments, and so we're going to dive into that and talk to her a little bit. So, Rebecca, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
It's an honor to be here. This is great.
So I was looking you up on LinkedIn, and you're very accomplished. And I thought of reading the whole thing to everybody, but I didn't want to take a half an hour to go through it all. So a couple of the highlights. I mean, you're a co-owner of a business,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Diego and Sons Printing.
Yes.
And then also co-founder of Veterans in Business Network.
Yes.
Amongst other accomplishments.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your background and what you're doing. And we definitely want to share a little bit about the VIB and get into that as well.
Sure. Great. So my father was a Air Force veteran. And so
Hoorah.
they started,
Yeah.
And so they started Diego and Son Printing back in 1972, and so they retired and got out of the business. We've always been in the family business, my brother and myself. My brother's an Air Force veteran as well.
Nice.
And so we found out about this service disabled veteran certification while we were in the business, probably about 20, 25 years ago. And so what that does, if you get certified as a service disabled veteran business, you get certain set asides or opportunities for contracts through corporations and government agencies. So I really delve into this, and I was the marketing and salesperson, or I am the marketing salesperson for Diego and Son Printing. So that's how I got really involved, with the service disabled veteran opportunities that can help our business. And it really has. I mean, we got some huge contracts with CVS Pharmacy, with SDG&E, a lot of the utilities, and
big companies.
Big companies, and opportunities we would have never had unless we had this certification. So that's how I got really involved with the service disabled veteran business community. And then of course, just being part of the military family, like my father and my brother-in-law and pretty much everybody I know. So it's always been something that I've been passionate about, is the helping veterans, especially with business.
That's great. Well, you come from a smart family. They're all in the Air Force, so we know they're intelligent. They weren't eating crayons in basic training like some of the Marines around here. Just kidding, everyone. So tell us about Veterans in Business Network. So you co-founded this. It's a 501c3.
Yes.
Right? And so you started this up. I know you guys have a big event coming up as well, but tell us a little bit about what was the brainchild. How did this come to be?
Sure, no problem. So I was a volunteer with another service disabled veteran organization for about 13 years, and I helped them, with their conference. I was on the board. I used to be that person to help them connect with the veteran business community and their marketing and everything. And about 5 years ago, we wanted to make a change. I said, we want to, make some changes, do more marketing, more social media, update the website. We needed to, really streamline connecting to the veteran business community. And they did not see the vision that myself and Cole Woodman, who started the VIB, they just didn't see the value in the vision. So we thought, what, we can do this ourselves. So we, got off the board and started the VIB Network. So with our own money and our own funding and our own passion, we knew that veterans, especially in business, there was all of this knowledge out there that other veterans wanted to share. And we wanted to be that, catalyst to connect everybody together, so that, that you're not leaving, a fellow brother or sister behind. You want to share that, difficult time that you had getting past the red tape to work with the government, or who you connected with at a corporation. So we know that veterans really do love to work together and share that information. So what we are doing is helping them do that. We want to be that network so that they can connect with each other and learn from each other.
Yeah, no, that's super valuable. I know being a veteran, I often look for services and stuff that are veteran owned, and
Mhm.
you know, and usually lean towards giving my business that direction regardless.
Mhm.
So that's really interesting, and I think there's a commonality, like a trust, between all of us that are veterans, and that's always helpful, right?
Mhm.
Because there's a lot of people in business, and a lot of people are great,
Mhm.
and some of them are not so great.
Mhm.
But there's that level of trust, in that veteran community. I think the education component is pretty cool too, that they're able to connect and
Mhm.
share ideas, and don't make that mistake. That's what I did.
Mhm.
Do this instead, right?
Mhm. Yes, exactly, exactly.
So, how long have you guys had the VIB network operational for?
So we are actually going into our fourth year of our conference, and literally right off the bat, we took the experience that we had had with the other organization and just hit the ground running. And in our first year, we had a conference.
Oh, wow.
And yes, and so we went from zero to over 250 people attending our first conference. And every year it's just grown and grown from there. And even this year, even though it's virtual, we still have over 500 people attending this virtual conference. And so we're very excited. We're always very methodical about how we're growing, what we're hearing from the veteran business community. We belong to a lot of boards, Cole and myself. So we're trying to always be in the pulse of what's next for the veteran business community.
That's great. And so,
Mhm.
is being part of the VIB, so businesses can become part of the network. How does that work?
So sure. So our organization is actually free to join.
Oh, cool.
So we have the corporations and the government agencies give us money, and the conference supports the organization, and so all of that money we invest back into the organization so that we're able to continue to update the website. We have a free directory that anybody can join if they're a veteran business, and create the profile on that. And when you create a profile, the free profile, we have businesses from all over actually looking on that profile. So just the other day, Lowe's was looking for somebody who is in doing a some retail. So they're looking for retail service disabled veterans that they can sell products. So I gave her a huge list of people who do retail. So it is actually getting used by corporations and government agencies. It's a very robust program as well. So not only does it just tell you what certifications you have, it tells you who you've worked with in the past, what other certifications you have, your keywords, everything under the sun that could help a corporation review what you have on your directory and decide, okay, this person is who I'm looking for, or no, not this person. But at least it gives them a clear idea of who you are as that veteran business owner in our directory. And anybody who's in the directory, they can really create this amazing profile so that the corporations and the government agencies can find out as much as possible about that business so that they can decide whether or not that business is who they're looking for.
That's really, really helpful for all these businesses. So your guys' convention, obviously, it's got to be virtual now, right? Because we got
Yes.
the COVID thing and stuff. So that in itself, being virtual, is probably a tremendous feat, just figuring it out, right? So tell us a little bit about. I know it's coming up soon.
Mhm.
So what can people expect if they want to become part of this or visit it, or how does it going to work for them?
So we're creating this virtual environment that we wanted to replicate a actual conference. So, when you walk in, you walk into a virtual lobby. And made it super clean as well. So they walk into the virtual lobby. If they want to see a keynote speaker, they hit the main auditorium. It'll take them to this auditorium, and then and everything's through live streaming through Zoom, so
Okay.
they can watch these keynote speakers. And we're doing this something a little bit different. We got tired of seeing people like this. So we're trying to do this TED Talks kind of idea. We have a production studio that we're doing a lot of the keynote speakers and a lot of our updates and everything on. We also have a guy, Rob Scheider, I think it's right. He is with Horse Soldier Bourbon.
Okay.
and he was one of the first special forces to go into Afghanistan after September 11th. And they actually did that movie 12 Strong on his unit
Oh
and
wow.
about the horses that they had to take into going into Afghanistan. So he's our keynote speaker on Monday, but he also owns this bourbon company. So he's coming back at 4 o'clock and he's doing bourbon tasting and teaching people how to taste bourbon. And we're having this bar setting. So we're really trying to do something, business, but whenever you go to a conference, there's always that fun element as well. So we have
Yeah.
that bourbon tasting, and then we have a live band on the next day to finish everything up. So it's gonna be really informative because we have 18 amazing speakers, and they're gonna talk to the attendees on everything from capability statements to how to set your profit margins in business. And then we have a great panels with corporations, government agencies, utilities, and we have a panel called certification clarification. So there are so many
Oh wow.
certifications
Yeah.
out there for veterans that they don't understand how to utilize. So we actually have four certification agencies. We have the state of California, New York State, which has a 6% service disabled certification. We have the VA, and then we have a third party certification from Disability In. And they're all going to share about their certification and how it can help you as a service disabled veteran business or just a veteran business, or not just a veteran business, or as a veteran business as well. There's opportunities for every veteran out there in a variety of different ways.
Wow. That's super interesting. And how many days is the convention
The conference
or
is
conference?
2 days. Yeah, so the conference is 2 days, and it's pretty much jam packed. We start off the morning with stretch and strength yoga.
Oh, cool.
And she's fantastic. And then it goes right into our keynote speaker, who's super motivational, then to our workshops, and then we go into exhibitor booths. And so I know that everybody is expecting like a regular exhibitor booth. So we do have regular exhibitor booths, and we have a big directory, and people can go into anybody's exhibitor booth. They can drop their card, they can chat with them.
No kidding.
Yes, no,
Oh
it's
wow.
super cool. And then we've added another layer, and we're doing business matchmaking as well. So if you ever go to any
Oh
networking events,
yeah.
this is virtual business matchmaking. So there, people are actually making these appointments with huge corporations like UPS and Kellogg's and the utility companies, and they have set time. And at that time, they get a link in their computer or on their phone, and it says, okay, your appointment is now. You press the link, and you're doing FaceTime with them. And you're having these one-on-one meetings with these corporations and these government
That's
agencies.
incredible. Because I was just gonna mention like the thing about conferences, the networking, right?
Exactly.
I mean, the speakers are always great. There's always good takeaways and they're fun,
Yes.
but it's the networking that's like really the prize jewel of conferences, right?
Exactly.
So that's really neat.
Yeah. So we're doing a lot. We're trying to bring the virtual element to real life. So we also have this crazy Zoom room throughout in our lounge, and everybody can just pop in and say hi, and it's just going to be a constant, throughout. So in case you want that FaceTime with somebody or ask some questions, you're tired of typing in the chat, you can actually go to the Zoom room and talk to one of our volunteers too.
That's really, really
Yeah.
cool. I love it. That's so awesome. So what's what's next on the horizon? You know, obviously the conference is the focus for right now.
Mhm.
That's going to happen in a couple of days. You have a ton of exhibitors, a ton of guests registered already.
Mhm.
So what's next after that? What do you guys work on throughout the year?
So what the VIB essence is about is truly about sharing knowledge, and so all veterans can succeed in business. So throughout the year we have a variety of different programs as well. We have a program called the Veteran to Veteran Business Cohort Program,
Hmm.
and this is a really in-depth program. The selection is, we had to select between 70 people down to 14, and it's a 6-month program, and it's more of a peer-to-peer with veteran business owners about leadership skills, about how to lead your business team, because your business team is different from your unit.
Sure.
And how to talk to employees, because you can't force employees to do stuff like you would in the military, no questions asked. So it's a fantastic program. We've had rave reviews about it. We're going on our third year. They will be graduating actually at the conference, the virtual conference this year. And so we have that program going on. Then we have a variety of different webinars that we do throughout the year. And then we also are able to send veterans to universities to take that extended study classes on how to manage their businesses. So we're sending somebody to St. Mary's University, to UCLA, to USC. So far, so throughout the year,
Wow.
we're always, looking for people to, take their business and themselves to the next level. And we offer all of these programs at no cost to the veteran businesses as well.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And you know what? We're truly passionate about it. And we feel that veterans have really served, their country, and that, this really is that opportunity that we want to give them that opportunity. Well, we don't, the corporations and the government agencies, want to support the veteran businesses. And so we get to be the catalyst to put
Yeah.
it all together and offer it to the veteran business community.
Yeah. Linking everyone together. I love that.
Mhm.
So tell me, I'm interested to learn a little bit about the 501c3. I know it's a term that we all hear a lot,
Mhm.
right? In tech, 501c3 is basically like a tax code, or
Yes.
essentially,
Mhm.
right? But it's a nonprofit tax code.
Yes.
So tell us about, kind of formulating that. I mean, it's not like you just sign a piece of paper and boom, here you go, right? I mean, there's steps involved, and that takes multiple people. And walk us through that a little bit. How is it to set, in case anyone's looking to set up a 501 or just understand it?
Sure. No, so actually have very little experience with all the paperwork. I do all the marketing. I do all the group and the connecting and everything under the sun. But Cole Woodman, who's my partner in the VIB, who's also the co-founder, he is the paperwork guy. Thank gosh, because you just you need that yin and yang. And so he lives on paperwork. So when we decided to do this, like, he filled all the paperwork out. He says it's some ridiculous amount of pages, like 30 pages. So you had to do all of that, and then it takes about, I would say, about 2 or 3 weeks after you submit everything. But it was pretty simple just to find all the information. But it is just filling out the paperwork, and he is a star at that. So he can
That's what you need.
yeah, you need somebody who's a paperwork kind of guy. So that he did all of that, and I do all the look and feel of the organization. So when it comes to, more of, here, I need you to do this, or, Rebecca, what are we doing with this? So it's a really great partnership.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
And then, so I imagine you guys have some other people that are helping you now because the organization has grown, right? So
Yes.
you got to have a team and like a staff and stuff like that to make it all work, right?
We actually have we have only volunteers.
No kidding.
No, yeah, I'm the only actual employee, but we have the rest of them all just volunteers. And so we're very fortunate. We have a lot of amazing volunteers. We have over 25, almost 30 volunteers that help us throughout the year, and doing in different capacities. So we have about a good 20 volunteers that are conference volunteers, that we see them once a year, and they've started out with us in the beginning, and everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing now. We were going into last year, we had our conference here in San Diego.
Okay.
And so they're like a machine. Everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing. They're amazing group of people. And then we have, throughout the year, we also have volunteers that go to booths and connect on behalf of the VIB, and sit on boards, and do a variety of things for the network, all volunteer. And so we have people in New York, and and then up and down California as well.
That's awesome. And I was just gonna ask, but you kind of hit it. It's a national
Yes.
organization, right?
Yes,
And
it
you're
is a national
connected with government entities and large corporations. So obviously, it's not just local to here, which obviously is a great place, but it's nationwide.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And so do you guys regularly host different events and things like that for the businesses that are partaking in the network?
So we have so the veterans who are in our directory, we call we call them VIBs in our directory. We're over 1,700 service disabled veterans who have created profiles in our directory.
Wow.
And then when we host webinars throughout the year, that we open that up to everybody. So we have people joining us from all over the place. And I just want to tell you, so our directory is international now.
Wow.
So we just had a guy from England. I think he's Air Force as well. And he started a business in England, but he wanted to be part of the network. So we created a little, so that he can join the network as well.
How cool.
And so yeah, we have people from England, Guam, Puerto Rico, and then all of the United States, all throughout the United States. So it is a truly national organization, or now international.
Yeah, that's fun. Well, you have to do some site visits now
I know.
and, go check out these businesses,
Yeah,
right?
Hawaii, yeah.
Puerto Rico, Guam. Yeah, there's not too shabby, right?
Yeah.
Well, awesome. I thank you so much for sharing this with us. I know like your passion for veterans is deep and rooted with your family and stuff, and as is mine. So I thank you for your service and what you're doing. I think it's really, really cool and it's super beneficial. There's so much in the veteran entrepreneurial space that it needs lift and needs support, right? And it's scary for people to separate from the military, and whether they're going into business for themselves or they're just getting, the job or whatever it is, like that transition piece is hard. It's really hard. And especially I think going into business for yourself, because now you don't have someone telling you where to be, what time, and the regular paycheck coming in like you did in the military.
Yes.
So this is all on your own effort and your own schedule and your own discipline and all that stuff. And it's, it can be a scary endeavor. And then just being connected to the right sources, right? So that's super powerful. And something that we talk about here on the show quite a bit is that veteran entrepreneurial endeavor, right? And that transition. So that's really great. And I hope that any of our listeners out there, especially veterans or military, are looking to get out and get into business, or veterans that are already in business for themselves, reach out and get connected with you, because it's just an absolutely stellar resource for them.
Great. Thank you. No, it's true. And we always say, what we're doing is just creating the connections,
right,
and the opportunities. You still have to work. It is difficult to have a business. And we're just trying to, create the connections that you need, and educate the veteran business community about the various different opportunities or what they should know in business next. But you still, as a veteran business owner, have to do the work, do the research on the organization. And it's a grind. It is a grind, but we are there to help and, help you navigate through the system as well. But you still have to do the work. You still have to be cheaper, faster, or
better.
Yeah, it's cheaper, faster, or better. And you have to be one of those in order to, get the contracts, and you have to work on it every single day too.
Yeah. Well, and they say, that old saying is your network is your net worth, right?
Yes, exactly.
So it's, who you know is important.
It is. And so, we want to open this up to as many opportunities and to many veteran businesses as we possibly can. And the great thing is we actually find out that veterans are winning contracts through us. They are. I know one veteran business just won a contract with Southern California Gas, and he's doing tons of work on the streets. And so veterans are actually winning contracts. So
That's
this is
great.
not just a organization, not doing anything. There's actual people winning real contracts.
That's awesome. There's proof in the pudding then,
Yes,
right?
there is.
That's really, really good. So where can people get information on VIB? How can they become part of it and join?
Oh, excellent. So you can just check out VIB Network at www.vibnetwork.org. And through that website, it'll show them everything. We have an opportunity board they can check out. They can check events. We have an event calendar. We have a the profile, like I was telling you, and then we also have business resources. So if they want a little more in depth on what resources are available to them, they can look into that as well.
Yeah, well, I think that certification thing is super valuable too. That's going to be at the conference.
Yes.
Because we all know you could spend a lifetime getting certifications, but which ones are important and which ones do you need, right? So that's going to be super handy. Okay, well, for anybody who is looking to get connected, veteran businesses, this is the source, right? This is where you need to be. So we encourage you to go to the VIB Network's webpage and get your profile set up, get connected. Your network is your net worth. So get networking, get connected, let them help you grow your business and put you in front of the right people.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thanks,
Great.
Rebecca. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks for tuning in to the Armed and Ready podcast today. As always, if you have any questions, visit me on valoanguy.us.